What's up, Vibe Tribe? It's me, Salia Marie 1243, your fairy tarot sister, and it's story time, y'all. It's story time. I've been talking this one up for a while because I found this one out a while ago, and it's time. We are talking about past life. Specifically, I'm sharing a story. Okay, I'm sharing a story about one of my past lives. I'm a super ancient soul. My soul has been around this planet and other planets plenty of many times. But I have so many interesting stories of my past lives that I have discovered, and I've linked them to things that are going on in my life now. And past lives have been a really recurring theme. So I'm definitely going to make a separate video just about past lives in general, like the benefits of getting a past life reading. From me, of course. If you guys would like to go ahead and book one, website's going to be down in the description box. But I will be making a video about why it's a good thing to get a past life reading, what a past life reading can do, all them kind of things. But this is going to be a story time about one of the past lives with my twin flame. Yeah, some of you guys have heard about my infamous twin flame. If you're kind of new to the fam, hi, I haven't done that story time either, but I'm gonna do it eventually. I just closed out a huge cycle with my twin flame, which has been beautiful. I'll talk about that more in that video. But I have my notes here. Y'all know I got ADHD. I also have snacks, so if you guys want to grab your snacks, go ahead and pause it, and then we'll get into our snacks. I have apples. What do you have? Comment down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed and whatever. Okay, let me look at my notes. Okay, whatever questions you guys have. Not stuff getting stuck in my teeth already. Okay, hopefully you can't see it. If you have questions, drop them down below about past lives so I can know what stuff you guys want to see in the video when I do make one just generally about past life. Okay, so the reason why I started to look into my past lives at all is because I was getting a lot of just intuitive messages from my spirit guides and just throughout that past lives were a thing. And I was like, okay, I kept hearing Akashic records. I kept running across that kind of stuff. And you guys know me, I'm very curious. So I popped up into everything, looking everything up. And I found out that there was a way you could do it through meditation. So I really wanted to know what was going on with me and my twin flame, like why he was being, how he was being, and just what the karma was that we needed to resolve. And boy, did I find out. We've had several lifetimes together. The way that I do my past life stuff personally, I will do my own meditation, hypnosis, astral projection type of deals. I will write down any information, kind of take it in, and then I will go to somebody else to read me to confirm everything. I give them very minimal information, and I will tell you guys a little bit about that too, because I have some really good recommendations, other than myself, for people, if you want to go get yourself read. They each read a bit differently than I do. But yeah, so I was looking into my twin flame journey because of that, and it took me a couple tries, not gonna lie. I think it took me 3 tries. There's a YouTube video somewhere here, and it talks about, it's a meditation. It's a guided meditation into your Akashic records, your past life. It's one where I was guided through a forest, and then my spirit guide, a spirit animal at the time, which was a deer, took me through, and I came through this big old portal. And so I was in this portal. The person that was guiding the meditation told me to look down and see what I recognized. And so I looked down and I realized that there was sand all over the place. My claircognizance clicked in. I'm like, this is Egypt. I'm in Egypt. And so I was looking at the nature of my shoes. I was seeing in very vivid detail. A lot of you guys will know I'm super, super clairvoyant. I think it's my second strongest. Actually, I don't really know at this point because they're all kind of neck and neck. And I have to use all of them to read for you guys. So, but yeah, I was tapped in. I saw that, I was wearing these really nice shoes. They were pretty. I was wearing this kind of robe. It was white. And it just felt like Egypt. I was seeing pyramids, I was seeing, you know, people very much Egyptian. So the person who was guiding the meditation also said to look at yourself from the outside, and what do you look like? I was looking at that. And then I asked my higher self, I was like, girl, who am I? And she was like, you're a princess. And I was like, oh, your girl is a princess. Not me getting hype, right, during my meditation. So, let me look at my notes. So then, I was kind of just like, I think the meditation just kind of told you to do whatever. So, I walked into like a palace. It was really, really beautiful. I still don't know who I was. I think I was like some kind of royalty. I thought I found Shorty's name. He was like some random queen, princess, royalty lady somewhere, but still gotta look. But anyway, so I got in to like the palace or whatever, and I'm looking around, and the person's asking like, do you see anybody that you recognize? And so I'm seeing all these people, and they don't look like my family, but I recognize them as my family. So that was a confirmation that I have reincarnated with the same siblings that I have. I have 4 sisters, and the same parents that I have, because they were all in the dream. Actually, I think there were some extra siblings too, because even now I'm like kind of zoomed into it and I can see there's like extra people. So, you know, I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, so we all royal in this his house. Okay, cool. Okay, and then this is where it gets juicy, friends. So then I see my twin flame. He doesn't look like how he looks in this life. He was fine in that life. I think he's, you know, he aight in this life or whatever. We're not together, by the way. We won't be in this life. It's a long story. I'll make a YouTube video. Let me know if you want a YouTube video. He's aight in this life, but he was fine in that life. I was like, okay. And I asked my higher self, I was like, who's this? And she's like, you know who that is. I was like, okay. And I was like, and who is he? And she was like, he's royal too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we're like royal. This is cute. But there was a weird like tension between the two of us that I couldn't technically like recognize, but it felt like we weren't supposed to be together for some reason. Like it felt like forbidden love. I would zoom into these scenes of us like kissing and then like dramatically like running away from each other, like, oh, we can't do this. Like it was very dramatic. If y'all know me, I'm all about the theatrics. So that definitely came from like my past soul, like, you know, my past soul lives. So please don't hold this flesh suit accountable. It could have been some of the other ones too. It's just my soul, okay? Then yeah, it was weird. It had very like forbidden fruit vibes, but if y'all know me, I'm a little bit of a rebel anyway. I kind of make it do what it does. So I zoomed out into this scene and I see myself. It gets kind of spicy. I have to watch what I say because this part's spicy. Make sure you stay to the end because my twin flame, he did, yeah, I don't even know how I'm gonna say it, but whatever, we're going with it. So what had happened was I had saw myself doing some stuff. Use your imagination. Well, I mean, don't, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm not gonna say it. I was doing some things with somebody, with a man, okay, in a canopy bed. It was just like a super cute canopy bed, and it makes so much sense because I've always wanted a canopy bed like the one that I saw. It's like one of those ones, you know, with all like the bedposts, and then they have like silk like draped over the sides, like a little princess bed or whatever. It was really pretty, but it was like I was watching myself from the outside looking in, but I recognized it as myself. But I didn't recognize who the person was. And I was looking at my higher self like, who's that? And she's like, just watch. Well, okay. So I'm watching, and it did not feel like my twin flame. And later on, I confirmed that it was not my twin flame, okay? But like, I don't know. It didn't feel, I don't want to say it didn't feel bad, but it felt important. So I was like, okay, who's this? And I'm not even gonna lie, I really thought, I don't know if I can even say that. We'll see. Hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize this. I thought I was like a concubine. Okay, if you don't know what that means, look it up. But I thought, you know, I was like, dang, am I just out here, you know, I'm just out here, like, giving away the cookies for free? Like, or, I mean, not for free, never for free, but, you know, am I just out here giving out the cookies to multiple people? Like, what's, you know, for work? Like, is this, why would a princess do that? You know, I was very confused. I was like, okay, I'm confusion. What's happening? Very weird case. So I zoom out of that, and I do remember feeling a little bit of, like, guilt. Okay, so zoom out of that part, and when I'm saying zoom out, like, I literally zoom out. Like, I'm watching everything like a movie. That's how it happens for my clairvoyance when I'm seeing things through my third eye. It's like a dream. I'm seeing everything like a movie. So then fast forward, I was pregnant. I saw myself pregnant. I don't know who I was pregnant by. But, oh, you know what? Okay, maybe there's still some stuff I need to go into. Because I was pregnant. I don't know who I was pregnant by, to be honest. Child. Not me being messy in my past life. How's that angle? Okay. So, yeah, I was a little messy in my past life. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about later, because it really wasn't messy, low-key, but whatever. I don't know whose baby it was. I was pregnant, and I remember telling my twin flame, I was like, hey dog, I'm pregnant, and he was like pissed. He was like, no, this can't happen, blah blah blah. And that's part of the reason why I thought I was, like, you know, a woman of the night, because I'm like, well, what's wrong with that, you know? And I still haven't had, like, we'll get to it. So yeah, I was like, what's going on? And so he was like, no, like, you can't be pregnant, blah blah blah, whatever. I just felt him being so mad at me, which heavily resonated, because homeboy in this lifetime has anger issues. Boo boo. If you're watching this, sorry, it's your fault. You shouldn't be stalking me. But anger issues. I'm not gonna say your name, so chill. So he has anger issues. I can feel that. So later on, I see myself have babies. For some reason, I had 2 babies. I don't know if I was pregnant with twins or what. 2 little girls. I remember having the babies, and for some reason, I felt like I was hiding. It was really weird, because I felt afraid, like I needed to, like, run or something. And so I remember did I have 2 babies? I need to revisit this past life again. And I've visited this past life multiple times by myself and with the hypnotherapist that I'm going to tell you guys about in the video. Really, really good hypnotherapist to do past life regressions. But I think I had a baby and then, like, a younger kid too. I can't remember. But I just know I had 2 kids. They were both girls. Which kind of resonates. I have had, like, early pregnancy loss in this lifetime. And I recognize those souls as, like, souls that have tried to come through. And that's, like, a whole nother story on healing that I have gone through too, which is, like, a whole thing. But, back to the juicy part of this. So I find myself backed into, like, this corner, and I see some guards coming. And they're 2 guards. I see them coming towards me, and I cower into, like, this corner, and I'm protecting my baby, and I'm like, please don't do this. Please don't take my baby, whatever. One of the guards takes the kids and, like, is like a lookout. And then one of the guards takes me, and I'm crying and screaming, and I'm like, no, please don't. Tell me why this guard. And some of you guys will know who this guard is, because this guard is one of my moderators on TikTok now. Yeah, Yana. Looking at you. She knows this already. And I've recently found out who the other guard was, which is really weird. Still want to explore that. Past lives. Looking into your past lives is like an experience. It's a journey. Not everything is going to come out at once. Not everything is going to make sense at once. So definitely take your time. And if things aren't coming to you right now, just know that it might not be pertinent, or there might be more to like the discovery that needs to happen, right? But yeah, so, and then I just got freaked out at that point in the meditation. The guided meditation was not over, but I remember waking up like gasping, and I was freaked out, right? Because like they chopped off my head. I don't know what YouTube stuff is about. I mean, people be making murder mystery stuff and whatever, so same thing, right? They chopped off my head, bro. So I had to ground myself after that. I was like, this is too much. Fast forward to getting a reading with the first past life person that I met. Truly believe that spirit brought us together because she told us, her name's Quinlan. She told me about a past life that we actually had together with our twin flames back on Lyra, which is, you know, a starseed race, Lyra. Lyrans, which are like lion people, like cat people. And so she was describing everything, and I could see it. I could see what she was describing in a lot more detail than what she was describing it in, but I could tell we were seeing the same thing. And so she talked about like me and my twin making a very similar contract to what her and her twin made, and that was really cool. And there was like this big like white lion guy, not me seeing between the lions, it was like it was like this big white lion guy, and he was like the, I don't know, like the chief or like the overseer of all the twin flames. And so yeah, so she zoomed into some of my past lives, but I told her that I specifically wanted to hear about the one with my twin flame. And she was like, okay. So she goes, I'm seeing, oh, I have to read it for you guys. Let me try and read it. Okay, I'm back. So I have my receipts. I just screenshot I'm filming on my phone, and so I had to like go into my phone and whatever. Y'all don't care. Y'all just want the tea, right? Okay. So let me read to you what she said. She said, it feels very much like you got wrapped up in a love situation. And mind you, I just told her that I wanted to hear about my twin flame. She goes, it feels very much like you wrapped up in Egypt. It feels very much like you got wrapped up into a love situation where you were being pulled into different directions by two different men. And it feels like one of these men, I feel like whoever your twin flame is, found out about this, and he was incredibly not okay with it. The Tower, she uses tarot, so she said the Tower, the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Cups reversed, Eight of Swords. I feel like he only saw destruction internally, and he was very wounded. And I feel like he had begun to plot against you. Maybe it was seen to be okay to have multiple lovers in this life, but this man did not want to share you. I mean, who would? But whatever. He didn't want to share you. He wanted you all to himself. And when he found out he couldn't do that, I feel like that's why he killed you with the Chariot and the Judgment reverse. I feel like this isn't necessarily how this was supposed to end, but there's a very significant purpose for every event. Next one. She said, I think the significance from that lifetime is to understand that where there is light, there's dark. And as ancient souls, we know both sides incredibly well. And I think you still hold on to some of the guilt from this lifetime. And quite possibly you feel like you deserve what happened to you. Which, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I don't really resonate with. But it could be because I already released it. And it could be because, like, the things that he's done to me in this life have kind of, like, evened out the balance. I'll talk more about that in my twin flame stuff. Let me know if you guys want to hear about it. Of course you do. It's piping hot tea. Holding on to some guilt. She said, I think spirit is coming through to tell me, but you must release that guilt. You must forgive yourself, and you must forgive him. I think it was more about forgiving him than forgiving myself, if that makes sense. Because if y'all know me, I'm a very free spirit. I'm not going to say I'm a very free spirit. So that sounds like me. Like, that resonates with me. Even though that has not been my experience in this life, it feels like me, if that makes sense. And that's something to know importantly about our past lives, is like, it's not always going to like make complete sense, but a lot of times it will resonate with you in some way. And you have to be able to trust your intuition instead of your logical brain, because when your logical brain takes over, it kind of gets rid of all the intuitive stuff, right? She said, I feel like you've done some work on that, like you've tried to dig out this connection, but it still pulls on you. She said, this feels very much like a double-edged sword life, like you hurt him and he hurt you, and that's where it ties closely to the sacral chakra. And if y'all know me, my sacral chakra be off a lot. And this is part of the reason, and I think like the baby thing is like part of the reason as well. But it says that could be part of the guilt that's still being held on to from this lifetime. Very much the emotion that I'm feeling right now ties to the solar plexus as well. And if you guys know me, you know my solar plexus be off. My lower chakras always doing some. Always. I'm very much higher chakra from heart up, which I think is why I'm such a good psychic. But yeah, so very, very interesting. Which all of that kind of, I meant to talk about it during, but that all resonates as well because my ex, my twin, is very, very possessive, super possessive. Like, and on the way out of our relationship, he accused me of cheating multiple times. Did I cheat? No, I didn't. I did not. And there were multiple occasions that because I think of the stuff that he's dealt with in his past relationships, he kind of like projected that onto me. And so this very much sounds like him. And I even told him, I was like, yeah, you know, you killed me in a past life. And then he kind of like chuckled and was like, no, I didn't. He was like in denial. I'm like, no, you did. And he was just like it was weird because I knew that he knew, but he was trying to like deny it. And he was like, well, it doesn't matter because he was in the past life. I'm like, well, that energy still kind of like, you know, follows us into this life. And he wasn't having it. He only likes certain parts of spirituality when it benefits him. But anyway, not the shade. Anyway, I mean, is it shade if it's real? Probably. It's fine. Whatever. What else do I have? That's what else I have. I confirmed this with another reader. Well, this one wasn't a reader. She was actually past life regressionist, a hypnotherapist, Mallory Shannon. I have read for her, and she has regressed me twice, I think now. Excellent hypnotherapist. Highly recommend her. I will try to put her information down there. If not, I will do it in the next video when I talk about past lives. Because, yeah, Quinlan and Mallory, both really, really good readers. People that I trust with my readings. And I don't trust anybody with my readings as a light worker, as somebody who, you know, reads for the collective. And I have to be very protective of my energy and stuff like that. Like, I don't just let anybody read me. So those two, highly recommend. If their style is up your alley. If you guys want a past life reading, though, you could go to me too, you know. Anyway, so Mallory, I went to Mallory, and I kind of explained the situation a little bit. So what happens in hypnotherapy versus how Quinlan did my past life reading? You're in hypnotherapy, she just does the hypnotizing, right? And you are the one that is accounting it for yourself. It's like a guided meditation, essentially. So she guided me through. I was zoomed back into that life. It felt very, very similar. I wish that I had the footage because she recorded it. I'm gonna try and see if I can get the footage because she sent it to me, and I think I waited too long for the Zoom link and it like expired or something. But I'll have to get with her and see if there's a way I can recover it because it was intense. Like, I was crying and like I probably look really ugly in it, but I really want to be able to show you guys what was going on during this thing. Is this not piping hot tea? If you made it this far, comment the Kermit emoji with the coffee, with the tea, not the coffee, child, because this is piping hot. Okay, so yeah, I go into that past life, and what I really love about the hypnotherapy that Mallory does, she really focuses on the healing aspect. And I have actually just kind of discovered that I'm supposed to be focusing more on that healing aspect as well. For one, it's very healing just to bring up the fact that you've had an experience with somebody like dying traumatically, which happens to, you know, it's happened to a lot of people in their past lives. Dying traumatically, that leaves a lot of trauma with your soul. A lot of times it'll give, you know, blockages in any one of your chakras kind of permanently. But there are ways that you can send healing to those parts, whether energetically, and that's the way that I feel like I am supposed to be doing. So I'm studying up on that. Kind of like in a Reiki way, but a little bit not. Long story. But the way that I did it with Mallory is like basically kind of like changing the narrative, right? So when she regresses me to my past life, I'm sitting there with, I mean, we went through a couple of past lives, but I'm sitting there with my twin in this past life, the Egyptian past life. And we're sitting there and I see him, I'm describing it to her. He is mad at me. He's pissed. Like, I think this is, you know, him finding out or whatever. I don't know. So he was pissed. I could recognize his soul. I knew that it was him. He was upset. And so, you know, I asked him to forgive me. And then I ended up forgiving him. And it was like, I had to do that a couple times, actually. And Mallory said that's normal. Like, a lot of times she will regress clients back to a certain lifetime more than one time because it's just like big karma, you know? Like, being killed is not me whispering. Like, they're not gonna, you know, having that happen to you is like very traumatic. So, yeah, we like apologized. I was bawling, I'm pretty sure. If I wasn't bawling, like literally, I was definitely bawling in the past life. I could see it. And it was a very like healing moment. Even now I keep hearing my own voice. Well, her voice, whoever that was, who I was in that incarnation. She's like, forgive me, forgive me. He's just looking at her like, child, no. Which is very reflective of how we are in this life. Like, he is very much a grudge holder. Even if I didn't like do anything, like, let's not get into it. That's a different video. But yeah, essentially that was one of the biggest things that I think we had not been able to resolve until recently. Because I have been able to kind of let go of our connection. I don't know that he's forgiven me, but I have forgiven him. Not only for that past life, but everything that has happened in this life. And I'm like over it in this really beautiful, like peaceful way, like not in an I hate you way or whatever. I don't want to say no harsh feelings, but you know, I still hold him in as high of a regard as I can. He's my twin. I respect him for, you know, being that part of me that I had to learn from in my lifetime. And I'm appreciative, honestly, of all of the things that I've learned from him in the time that we've spent together. But I kind of just made this decision, and I feel like it really got solidified on the last full moon. Full moon cycles have been super, super important to me. Now I'm kind of rambling. But full moons have been super important to me because it seems like every single full moon something happens. So some of you guys might resonate with that, and that might be a little message that spirit is sneaking in there about, you know, following the moon cycles, because I've also been called to do that. So yeah, that's the piping hot tea. We've had other lifetimes together, and I think this was probably one of the more intense ones, so maybe I should have done it after. But I have so many stories about the past lives that I visited of myself with him and with my other family members that I would love to share with you guys. Also, you guys know on my TikTok, if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, that link is in my link tree. I have stories about the different clients that I read for. No names, of course. Some of you guys are in there. But it just amazes me, honestly. I'm so grateful for this job. Coming across, not me about to cry, the Scorpio rising, coming across all of you guys and being able to connect in this really beautiful way and just bring out this magic and really being able to remember who I am and what I've stood for in my past lives. Like, I was around in the 70s, and I've had a couple of Native American past lives, and I was in the Salem witch trials. Like, there's so many different things, and so many traumatic ways that I've died. And it's so, so cool to not only, you know, see that for myself, but go to all of these very talented light workers and healers and be able to kind of solidify that and understand what my purpose is in this life and how I've been able to heal throughout lifetimes. It's just beautiful. So if you guys do feel called, I super, super recommend past life stuff. If you don't feel like it's just your time yet, that's fine too. Don't rush it. Everything in divine timing, you guys know. So let me know if you guys like this story time. It was kind of scattered. You guys know I'm always kind of a little bit out there, whatever, but I thought it was interesting. And if you guys haven't heard the full story, I'm sure you guys learned some things or might have been shocked. Let me know what your favorite part was in the comments. Yeah, so if you guys want more story times, let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe, all of that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, Vibe Tribe.